So today we're doing 10 questions with a local with Niko Galvez. She's the campaign director for Long Beach Gives. Hi, Niko, how are you?
Good.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
What is Long Beach Gives, and how did you get to be the campaign director?
Long Beach Gives is an online citywide fundraising campaign that benefits local nonprofits or nonprofits that impact the residents of Long Beach. It was founded by the executive director of the Josephine Gumbiner Foundation in partnership with the Nonprofit Partnership, and I helped out with their social media the first year in 2019, and then came on board full-time for the 2020 campaign last year.
Yes, and that was so successful.
Yes, our first year, when they came up with the idea, the goal was $250,000 and like 75 nonprofits. In 2019, though, they raised over $820,000 with 93 nonprofits, and then last year we raised over $1.7 million for 154 nonprofits.
Yeah, that's really, really impressive. So what do you think is the best thing about Long Beach?
I think it's a small, big city. So like you have the small town vibe. So you have that kind of Cheers energy where you can walk into a place and everyone knows your name, but there's still so much diversity and music and arts and culture. So we still kind of get that big city offerings.
So last year, Long Beach Gives was very successful with your one-day campaign with over $1.75 million in donations. How do you think COVID will impact your 2021 campaign?
This year, it's kind of going into a reimagining the future. So what does the future hold? We're kind of over the chaos, and not to say that there won't be more chaos, we don't know. But a lot of the nonprofits were forced to go digital, and since this is a digital fundraising campaign, they really rose to the occasion and upped their live streaming events. A lot of them got new donors from social media, so we're excited to continue that momentum this year.
This is such a crazy time. What have you been doing to be able to relax and have fun?
I've actually been playing video games and doing puzzles, which
Nice.
It doesn't feel that productive because, it's a video game, whatever, and then a puzzle, you do it and you throw it away. But actually, I don't throw it away. I started a Facebook group, so we do like free puzzle exchanges if anybody is interested, because otherwise it's like $20 and I can finish them in like 7 hours. So it was kind of getting to be an expensive habit.
Yeah, well, that's a great idea to just exchange them.
Yeah.
How many nonprofits are involved in Long Beach Gives?
Last year we had 154. This year we're expanding and we're going to bring 200 nonprofits on. That's our goal. Right now we're in our application period. We do a big ramp up and capacity building training. We offer them like a dozen online fundraising and digital marketing training. So we have a really early application. Other big days across the nation, kind of just start 1 or 2 months ahead of time. But they do 7 months of preparation for the big day. And I think that's part of our success, is all that training.
What is your fundraising goal for this year?
Our goal this year, we start kind of low. Last year it was 1 million and we raised over 1.7 million. So this year we're just, starting easy, 2 million. You don't know, with COVID, there's a lot of people hurting and a lot of businesses that have had to go through a lot. And so we have that $2 million goal, but also our donations start at $5. So just that contributing and that crowdfunding aspect and sharing and learning about the nonprofit sector is just as important.
Yeah, well, that's great that people can donate just even starting at $5, because that makes everybody feel like they can participate.
Yeah.
So tell us something that people don't know about you.
So having to do with the nonprofit sector, I was actually homeless for a few years. Starting up a local nonprofit, there wasn't any money. I got a weekly stipend, which was around $200. And I thought that I would just be without a place to live for a couple months, but it ended up being over 3 years. So, in between house sitting and sleeping in an empty office building with no hot water, That's kind of the biggest nonprofit wake-up call I've gotten. And but it was a really great experience. You know, I learned how to live out of a car, learned how to rely on other people and ask for help, because I don't like doing that. But it was a big life experience for sure.
That sounds like a major life experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Well, you know, everybody moves forward.
Yeah.
Right. So, what do you think is a big misconception about Long Beach?
That you have to go to LA for an art scene, art and music. So we have so much talent here in Long Beach. The music and art scene is so big. As far as the talent pool, I think I'm also on the board of directors for the Arts Council of Long Beach and the co-chair for the Community Arts Project. So while I'll say there needs to be a bigger economy for artists and musicians, you know, not only in Long Beach but everywhere, the lack of money and flow to the artists and musicians is not a reflection of their talent. Their talent is, you know, beyond words. It's just like where can we create that economy outside of Los Angeles? We're kind of in their shadow. So, you know, that's hard right now because so many things are closed, and a lot of the artists and musicians and performers have been doing a great job transferring their talent to share online and virtually. But I'm always looking forward to what they're going to do next.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you mentioned that. I know we're working with you with that program, A Cause Worth Wearing, and that works with the artists here locally and gives support back to nonprofits. Yeah. So we appreciate your support on that.
One thing that I love about A Cause Worth Wearing is the artist gets paid. So a lot of time in nonprofits, you know, their budget is something that they have to look closely at. So they will go to artists and musicians, and not all of them, but ask for them to donate their art or donate their performance. So the fact that Cause Worth Wearing pays the artist up front for the design and then gives a portion of the sales back to the artist, you know, split between the nonprofit and the artist, is a really important factor and something that I think more of us should emulate.
Yes, that was important to us when we developed that program. So if a nonprofit wants to get involved with Long Beach Gives this year, how do they go about doing that?
Well, it's the perfect time. Our applications opened on March 1st and they are due on March 31st. It's a pretty small application, but we really want to look at the nonprofit's capacity. So while we accept nonprofits of all budget sizes and staff sizes, it is, you know, a pretty big campaign and it takes a lot of hours, and we provide you with all the resources and the trainings. But we also want to create a nonprofit pool that donors want to give to. So there is a selection process. You do have the application. It's fairly easy. It's free to participate. And we have 2 information sessions, one on March 12th and March 23rd. And if you visit our website, longbeachgives.org, you can find out about the application, attend one of our information sessions, and you can email me, you can text me. My contact information is there. I have a book a meeting link. I know it's on Zoom, but I still love seeing faces. So I appreciate those reaching out too.
Yeah, well, great. Well, so everybody hear that, go to Long Beach Gives and sign up, because why not? Let's participate. So, Niko, thank you so much for joining us today with 10 Questions to the Local. Is there anything else that you'd like to add?
No, I just thank you for, you know, supporting local businesses, local artists, the food sector and the nonprofit sector. You know, partnering with local businesses and artists and musicians is really exciting for the nonprofit sector, and I really appreciate, you know, Long Beach Home and Living helping us to bridge that gap.
Well, great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.